What's up, ladies and gentlemen, back again with another video. Today we're going to be doing a movie review on Only Lovers Left Alive. Only Lovers Left Alive stars Tilda Swinton, Tom Hiddleston, Maya Wasikowska. I always have a hard time pronouncing this actress's name. This is the actress's name right here. And the other two actors credited on this movie is Anton, Yelchin, and John Hurt. This film is directed by Jim Jarmusch, and it's a vampire movie. So I'm going to go ahead and read the plot line for you right here on the back, and then I'm going to go into talking about the movie. I'm going to give you my thoughts and point of views, and then well, you can decide for yourself if you're going to want to watch it or not, while I give my perspective on what I thought about the movie personally. Alright, so the tale of two fragile and sensitive vampires, Adam, played by Tom Hiddleston, and Eve, played by Tilda Swinton. Both are cultured intellectuals with an all-embracing passion for music, literature, and science, who have evolved to a level where they no longer kill for sustenance, but still retain their innate wilderness. Their love story has endured several centuries, but their debauched idol is threatened by the uninvited arrival of Eve's carefree little sister, Ava, played by Maya Wasikowska. Hopefully I pronounced that correctly. Who hasn't yet learned to tame her wilder instincts. Alright, and then it further says right here, driven by sensual photography, trance-like music, droll humor, Jim Jarmusch's Only Lovers Left Alive is a meditation art, science, and the mysteries of everlasting love. Okay, so that is the central plot line of the movie, with the two main leads being Tilda Swinton and Tom Hiddleston, and then of course the supporting cast of Maya Wasikowska, Anton, Yelchin, and John Hurt. Now, keep in mind this is a vampire movie, but all traditional vampire, all traditional vampire tropes are completely removed from this film. So you're not gonna see, Tilda Swinton and Tom Hiddleston turning into bats and flying around the city, and a bunch of other vampire tropes that you're used to watching when it comes to vampire movies. In fact, this film goes in a much different direction, and it's a different take, I guess, on the vampire genre overall. But basically, they're two vampires learning to adapt within society, and they've learned to still get their feedings of blood without having. They still learn to get blood without feeding off the living. So that's how they are adapting to the society. Now, according to what I looked up online, I guess Tilda Swinton's character is like 2,000 years old, while Tom Hiddleston's vampire character in this movie is between 500 to 600 years old in this movie. So there is a good aging gap, depending on, on how their lives are intertwined, as well as their own dividing experience or perspectives as two different vampires. Because in the movie, she mentions to him on how he missed it out on certain periods throughout the centuries, because he makes comparison to, I guess, the old world to the modern world, and he references human beings in the movies as zombies, because you know he sees how, I guess, humans view the world compared to how he views the world, and he just doesn't see it as as like the good old days, So this movie has a different set of tones and a different moods for his character. He's kind of going through his own deep depression, and he's got a passion for music in the movie, as stated right here on the back. He's a musician. He likes to play the guitar, and we see different guitars throughout the movie, as well as the music in general. And him and his lover are living on, I guess, two different parts of the world until she comes over and visits with him so they could go ahead and reconnect. Now, when the sister comes and interrupts things, that's when they got to figure out where they're going to go moving forward, because she's not learning to adapt to modern society. She's still feeding off of the living of others. And that becomes a problem when she ends up, doing that to someone that Tom Hiddleston's character, Adam, knows. So, that's where there's a sense of betrayal right there. Because in the movie, it seems like Eve's sister Ava is very problematic. She's known for being an instigator, basically, because in the movie he mentions a previous experience that he had with her in the film that happened, I guess, like 85 or 87 years ago, before her showing up again at his place. Uninvited. She showed up on her own accord, So that's when they kind of decide where they're going to go and take the story moving forward. I don't want to give away too much because I actually want you guys to actually watch the movie. But the film does have a lot of character development. It is a vampire movie, but it's not necessarily like a blood-sucking vampire horror film. So I wouldn't have any high expectations going into this film, because if you're going into this with high expectations, you'll be highly disappointed. This vampire movie isn't like, it's not like the Lost Boys or Fright Night or Bram Stoker's Dracula. Bram Stoker's Dracula is, it's a horror movie, but it's also like, there are some love story elements and stuff there, but no, this is mostly a vampire love story and less of a vampire horror movie. So that means the vampire kills are at a very minimum. That's not the central plot line of the film. It's not like we also got that movie with that singer Aaliyah, Village of the Damned. It's nothing like that, So I wouldn't have any high expectations going in. I would also say that Jim Jarmusch's films in general are in a very acquired taste, meaning you're either going to like it or you're not going to like it at all. Because it's less of a vampire horror movie and more of a vampire art house film. Meaning that it focuses more on visuals, visuals on, how you see the settings of the film and vibes of the movie, and less about character development and story driven plot lines. So that part of the film kind of wastes in. It's more about the visuals and the vibes of the film. That's what sets the tone and basically carries the film. As far as the acting in the cast is great in the film. The only problem I had with this movie going in, because I had to watch this movie not once, not twice, but 3 times, is the pacing of the film. I couldn't make it through the first time when I watched the film, so I had to give it a second try. And then when I gave it the second try, I still missed out on some parts. By the third try, I finally adjusted to, I guess, Jim Jarmusch's style of filming and his style of pacing, because this is a 2-hour movie. But when I first watched it the first time, it felt way longer than that. So I basically had to give it 2 more tries until I finally got adjusted to it. First time it was horrendous for me because I'm not used to his film style. The pacing was very snail-like when it came to the process of the movie. And then the second time, I got through some parts, but I didn't entirely catch the film. So once I finally got to around watching it the third time, I got a fuller grasp of the concept of watching the whole entire movie without missing any parts whatsoever. So I could get a... Sorry about that. The recording ended abruptly right when I was talking about the movie. But yeah, like I said, the movie has its own pacing, and it's not necessarily for everybody. If you're into art house films, you'll like this movie. If you're more into mainstream Hollywood productions, this might not be your glass of lemonade or your cup of tea. But yeah, that is Only Lovers Left Alive, starring Tilda Swinton, Tom Hiddleston, Maya Wasikowska, Anton, Yelchin, and John Hurt. It's a pretty good cast. It's a pretty good, cast. The acting is pretty good. And you kind of see the characters' own perspectives and point of views on how they view life as a vampire in modern society. So, that is my take on this movie. Are you guys going to watch Only Lovers Left Alive? Or have you already seen Only Lovers Left Alive? Let me know. Comment below. If you want to check out other movie reviews, I got a whole catalog you can check out here on the channel, as well as other numerous content, such as my DVD and Blu-ray haul videos, my unboxing videos, my fun and adventures YouTube vlogs, and other numerous content. So if you want to stick around for more, then make sure to like, share, comment, and subscribe. And I'll see you guys around for the next video. Have a great day now. Peace.